New Sims releases, including, haven't even drank beer yet and I couldn't even say release correctly. That's one of my favorite words, Jeff. New Sims releases, including the highly anticipated $1,000 new G4Z Wader. I know you're excited about that one, Jeff. Elements brings us a new smaller size of DaVinci, and OSP does some custom colors in the Varuna, plus it is the start of our annual OSP Dolive Mania Sale. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. Welcome to the Hookup Tackle. Oh, what a stud.
Yeah. Look at that.
That was sick. Cheers, my friends. Happy Sunday. All right, guys, some breaking news. What's new this week at the Hookup Tackle?
What a beautiful coastline fish. Look at that.
Look at that gut on that.
That's a nice fish.
What is up, my friends? I am Ben with the Hookup Tackle, Tackle Otaku on Instagram, being joined this beautiful Sunday morning by my buddy Jeffrey the King.
Hey, bud.
How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic.
This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle, where we highlight new product drops, important restocks, and we drink the most delicious beer straight from Okinawa.
Okay.
This is the delicious Orion.
Right.
How do you like my new holder, Jeff? I would just like to give a shout out to Sims Fishing
Yeah.
for developing probably the finest piece of fishing equipment that they've ever come out with. They've had some good ones like Pro Dry, G3 waders. There's been some good ones.
Right.
But this Sims neoprene beverage holder, this is game changing. I've been getting a lot of flack about putting my beer down on the ground, right? Because there's no room. So now, permanently on me. We'll come back. We'll come back to it.
When is Sims gonna make like a 6-pack waist holder, like 3 on each side?
Listen, can you not ruin the iCast surprise?
Okay. Whoopsies.
I hope you guys are having an amazing week. Happy Sunday to you guys. If you are super intrigued by my beverage holder, we'll come back to it.
Great.
Okay, this is gonna be the highlight of the show.
Great.
But before we get to the really good stuff, let's just start with normal stuff.
Sure.
And by normal, I mean some custom colors of OSP.
Very normal.
Shall we do that? All right. You guys know that we released a couple of new shad patterns in the OSP Blitz Magnum EXDR a couple months back, right before Black Friday. And 2 of those shad patterns are Secret Shad and Dirty 30. I put them in the package wrong. Let me just take them out of the package, Jeff. I told you to buckle up, Jeff. Listen, when weeks are long, my friend. How many fish did you catch this week?
This week?
Yeah.
1.
So same as last week.
Yeah.
Okay, was it bigger than 3 pounds?
Yeah, it was a 4. Don't laugh.
That's pretty awesome, dude. So in a couple months, you'll be back to double digits. If you keep the trend.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a closer look at lures that actually catch fish. Jeff, pay attention.
Yeah.
Okay. Dirty 30 on the bottom, Secret Shad up top. These colors look so good in the crankbait that, you know, all of us here have added the OSP jerkbait lineup into our arsenals. The Varuna and the Rudra, you hear us talk about both of them. The Varuna is 110 millimeters. It's gonna weigh, you know, ½ ounce, so it's gonna fish a lot, you know, in the same category really as like a 110, pointer 100. Rerange 110, but the difference is the Varuna is a great one to throw on heavier line. So if you guys want to fish 12 pound, 14 pound, 16 pound, you can with the Varuna. You can give it aggressive movements. It's still going to maintain its action. So it's a great one when you need to go a little heavier in your gear. So I thought those new colors looked great in the Varuna, so we had them run. We also had them redo our other custom colors that had sold out. So Sick is back in the Varuna. Ghost Geisha is back in the Varuna. Purple Haze is back in the Varuna. And Issei Danny is back. So 6 custom colors in the Varuna. This is all in the Varuna Suspend. Okay, those are available now from OSP. And while we are on OSP, every year we do a special OSP sale that we call Dolive Mania. And what Dolive Mania is basically, it's just a promotion that we do with OSP to give you guys a chance to explore through the Dolive product category. So it is a 30% off sale. And historically we have done it to all Dolive plastics. So things like the Dolive Beaver, the Craw, the Stick, the Shad, so on and so forth. This year, we got OSP to expand it to the entire OSP product line. Okay, so if you want to start exploring some hard baits, you need some crankbaits, some jerk baits, including the ones that we just talked about, this would be the week to scoop them up. So it's gonna run all week. Technically, it starts tomorrow. We're gonna drop it today for you guys, give you guys a head start. So all OSP, hard baits, soft baits, take advantage. Dolive Mania, 30% off, begins today. All right. Cheers, my friends.
It's convenient having it there, isn't it?
It is amazing. I gotta tell you. All right, let's talk about Sims, since
perfect.
I'm gonna be drinking out of Sims
Yes.
all day. All right, the brand new Mega 2024 release from Sims.
Mega?
Yeah, the Sims Beverage holster is finally available. I know a lot of you guys have been dying to get your hands on this, of course, right?
Yes.
Most of you probably didn't know that this was something you wanted, but trust me, you're gonna want this. I'm planning on having, I don't need a 6-pack one, Jeff. I'm just gonna have 6 of these. This is pretty cool. So, everyone's gonna come with a strap that's adjustable. So if you like to wear it like this, you can. You can also lengthen the strap quite a bit and make it more of a sling. Okay, so this lengthens a lot. So if you are like 8.5 feet tall, this would be a good option. Or you could sling. I'm spilling beer everywhere, and I gotta go pick up my kid. That's great. Maybe don't sling it until you're half.
Yes.
Cam's half gone. Hold on. I'm just gonna get wasted on this show. Yeah, hold on. Let me bring it back up so it's not just dangling down there. I don't want your eyes going down there all day. All right, the other thing that the Sims Beverage holster does is it also has a belt loop.
No
Okay,
way.
so this
Now
is
we're talking.
this is cool with Sims because, you know, obviously most of you probably aren't 85 and wearing belts, but if you were, you could attach that belt loop. And by the way, the strap comes off. Okay, so if you were going to belt loop it, it just has, you know, removable straps on it, right? But this belt loop is wide enough to fit on any Sims pack. It fits on the Sims waders. So if you wanted to attach this to like your wader strap and then maybe just figure out a way to sip like that, you could put it on like your hip pack, your sling packs. You can put these anywhere. 19 bucks. Amazing. Good job, Sims. All right. Something also impressive, to me not quite as impressive as a neoprene beverage holder, but Sims is proud of it. This is the new $999.95 G4Z Wader. Now, we actually showcased this at ICAST. This is a new ICAST release. This is a huge redesign of the G4. Now, the G4 has been out for a long time. This is a lighter, more bomb-proof version of the G4. Everybody at Sims super stoked. I've been wearing Sims waders for going on a long time. Okay, I have pretty much lived in the G3 because historically the G4 has been just a little bit too bulky. Now the G4 kind of gets all the good advantages of the G3. You can move in it, you can hike in it, you can do all the things, but you get all the extra amenities, the biggest one being this great waterproof zipper. So you gotta take a piss or change something really quick, it's easy access, right? There's pockets on the inside, there's pockets on the outside, including zipped hand warmer pockets that you can use, and they're lined inside. So just, if you're looking for the ultimate wader, this is it. Okay, and I know a lot of you guys have been looking because I've been getting tons of questions since ICAST. I talk about the price because it's, look, $1,000 wader, it's ridiculous, right? It's kind of like $1,000 rod or a $5,000 graph that you stare at fish, right? But if you want the best one, here it is. It also has a totally new redesigned, you know, foot and boot on it. So it's much more ergonomic. There's padding in different areas, including the top of the foot to give you a little bit extra on the top of your foot as you're moving through the water. So just super comfortable, super bomber, obviously. G4Z Wader, those are available now. Now, to go with the G4Z Wader, you have multiple boot options, including the G4 Pro Power Lock boot. Okay, now this is a boot that's going to come with studs that you can remove. So if you don't want the studs, you can take them out. If you want to change these hard bite studs for like metal studs, you can do that as well. This is going to be a boot that's going to be heavy and durable. That's going to be good if you're just kind of walking into a river and you're not traveling or hiking like 10 miles. This would not be like our Japan boot, right? This would be more like, you know, I don't know, New York, NorCal, somewhere where you kind of drive close, you hike down, and then you just kind of stay near where you are. Super comfortable, super rigid, great boot. Those are also available now. Now, of course, you don't have to wear the G4Z or the G4 boot if you guys are doing a lot of hiking and you're moving around. I use the Flyweight boot. That's the boot of choice for me. It comes in a Vibram sole. It also comes in a felt sole. So either way you go, this is just a lighter version. It's better for just hiking. So usually when I go do some BFS fishing or creek type stuff, we usually have to hike in multiple miles before we can start fishing because our pressure is so high. This is a better way to go all the way around if you're just in a lighter, you need more of a hiking type shoe. The new G3 guide stocking foot from Simms, also available. Okay, so this is going to be the new updated design in the G3. It's just a kind of no nonsense. It's going to save you about 400 bucks to get into this over the G4. The biggest difference, you're not going to get that zipper and all the accessory pockets on it. Okay, a little bit different suspender and a different foot. But still super bomber. This has been my go-to wader for years and years and years. So those are also available now. All right, while we're on Simms, a return of our actual realistic #1 selling item in the store. This is the Simms. This is the GTS Rod Reel Vault. This has become our bestseller because, as you know, Jeff, multi-piece and travel rods have become very popular over the last few years, right? There's been some great additions to that world of rods, but one of the challenges is storing them, carrying them, traveling with them. So this is the best rod and reel case that we've found if you guys are like me and you overpack everything. If you're a minimalistic person and you just need one rod, you can just throw the one rod in your backpack or something, right? Or you get like a Triza rod tube if you just have like 2 rods or 3 rods, right? But if you want one pack to put not just your rods, but also your reels, some boxes, that kind of stuff, this would be the case to do. So it's all padded and it's hard shell on top. So if you ever get in a situation where you have to check this in on a plane, you can. And it's got a hard exterior, but the inside is all padded to protect your stuff. So rods go right in there and you can store a bunch of them, right? It has zipped pockets in here that you guys can adjust to store your reels. You can put line, different things in here. Again, all padded, so kind of like a camera bag would be. You can even use, I don't know, put lenses or GoPros or whatever. And then you have zip pockets here as well to put whatever you want, little tackle boxes. You've got an external pocket as well that you can store stuff in. And then the whole thing has straps. So if you wanted to, you know, wear it as a backpack and carry it through the airport or down the shore or to wherever you're going, it's just a great storage piece, right? So there you go. The GTS Rod Reel Vault has been out for quite some time. Finally back from Simms. Those are available now. And while we are on the topic, Jeff, since I was holding Megabass Trizas, a lot of you guys have been waiting for certain models of Triza to come back from Megabass. This is the Triza Yellow, the Triza Geha. This is our best-selling bait finesse travel rod. This is our best-selling multi-piece spinning rod. Both are back. So if you've been waiting, this is a great time to get them. Triza, as you guys know, amazing 3-piece travel rod, just built in a triangular build. So each piece is built independently to do something different for the rod. So you have an action piece, a performance piece, and then you have your power piece at the bottom. Great all-around rods, but the main two movers, if you're looking for a bait finesse or just an all-around use spinning, those return from Megabass. All right, while we were talking about Megabass, let's talk about some restocks really quick. Megabass re-released their Shading X R62, kind of in the middle of 2023. A lot of you guys just scooped them up and been catching a ton of fish, and it's been out of stock in a lot of the key colors until now. So all the key players are back in the Megabass Shading X R62. Now this is the new version, 62 millimeters, 3/16 of an ounce. Basically what they did is Megabass took one of the best-selling shad baits in their lineup and basically just made it easier to cast, put a different internal system in it. So they put a triangular system in to where the weights kind of operate independently on the cast. They go to a triangular system. When they're back, they go to a triangular system. So you get great castability, and then you get great flashing. You get great ability to jerk side to side, also on a crank. So when they get picky and you need something just super, super finessey, the Shading X R62 is a great one. So all the colors, like, you know, matte shad or bone bored pro blue. I don't know why it's like this. We're going to discuss this next week during our meeting. Huo, right? All your silver shads, your Aurora chartreuse, all that kind of stuff. Everything is back in stock from Megabass. And then while we're on 2023 releases that are back, the new Islide has been a hot one. This is the Islide 187R. All the intermediate colors are back. So they've been kind of trickling in. Floating colors come back, intermediate colors come back. So a lot of the intermediate colors, which would be the slow sinking version, are back, which means the floating versions are also in stock on them. So any color you guys have been missing, so again, matte shad or bone bored pro blue. PM Spectre has been a hot one for us. PMPB has been a hot one. All the fine arts, so the IUs, the Yamagos, all that stuff are back in stock from Megabass. Jeff, last week we released, there's that word again. What is happening? Huh, I'm gonna have to study this. Yeah, over a few beers. We released the Respect Series color IL Mirage, right? Flew out of here. Megabass had a handful more in stock at their factory on a few select baits. Okay, so I just wanted to walk through. We took the rest of what they had. So if you missed out or you want to add, I have some available right now in the Pop Max. I have some in the Flap Slap LBO. I have some in the Deep X 200. I have some in the Prop Darter 80. I have some in the Vibration X Ultra. And then I have some in the Quiet Griffin. Okay, so that's the Respect Series color, IL Mirage. This is it. When they're gone, they're gone. So if it speaks to you, you can scoop them up right now. Final word on Megabass. Huge restock across the board on pretty much everything this week. So if you guys have been waiting on any 110 colors, all the 110s are back. So Killer Cow Gucci, SBOB Shad, Matte Shad, Northern Secret, GLX Spawn Cherry. Same goes for the Junior, same goes for the +1 Junior. So all jerkbaits are back, crankbaits same, Deep 6, Deep X 300s, a lot of colors we've been out of are back. So if you've been waiting on anything, this would be a great week to take a look from Megabass. All right, Jeff, let's talk about our friends at Elements and the Da Vinci line of baits. Now, this is a product that's been out for quite some time. This is the Da Vinci 190. There's also a larger version. We are going to do the official release here in the US of the new smaller version that they've been working on for years, right? So finally out. Now, before we get to that, I just wanted to just kind of recap, because it's one of those baits that's super hot when it comes out, and then it takes so long to reproduce and restock that it kind of loses momentum and people kind of forget about it, and then it comes back out and people get hype again. It's kind of like this cycle, right? And you know, part of the challenge is that a lot of the key colors end up going away, and you know, so people lose interest as well. So if you guys are fans of the 190, all of the key colors, right, are back. So your rainbow trouts, your bluegills, you know, your amagos, your wakasagis, your huos, all your key colors in this bait are back in stock. Okay, so it's been the first time that we've had a lot of these colors back, like the trouts, the amagos, the bluegill. Now, this is a really interesting bait. This is one of the few companies, so you see, if you guys follow Megabass, which pretty much everybody on this channel follows Megabass, right? you'll notice that every year, almost every year, Yuki Ito wins awards in Japan called Good Design Awards. It's a really difficult award to win that basically Japan gives out to like the best engineered products. It's not a fishing award. It's just like a country award, right? Elements is one of the only other lure brands that I know to win that award, okay? So it's a very interesting design bait. It's a very unique bait. Essentially, it is a single joint, I'm gonna call it a lipless bait. It is, you know, a lot of guys look at it and they think, oh, single joint, it's going to be a glide, and you can get a slight amount of walk out of it, but really it's designed as a kind of a cast and retrieve style bait, and to fish it a lot like a lipless. So if you guys are fishing around shallow cover or grass or anything like that, this would be a great one to kind of, you know, get in there and then kind of rip out just the same way you would with like an LB500 or, you know, a traditional lipless bait, but now you're presenting an actual swim bait sized bait to them. Now, if you want it to be more, you know, swim baity, right? They also sell a rumble tail to go with it. Okay, so the rumble tail is just an extra tail that you can use. So these tails slide in and out, right? So you can unattach this one that's designed to really give it that tight lipless movement. You can attach the rumble tail and it's going to give it more of a fluid swim. Okay, so it's got some options to it. It's a really interesting bait. It's a cool bait that doesn't get thrown a lot because it's just hard to produce, so we don't see a lot of them come by. So if that speaks to you guys, those are back in stock. I'm just going to spec this so you can compare the two sizes. So the 190 is a 7.5 inch 2 ounce. Okay, and these are slow float, by the way. Okay, so which is what you want. So if it gets in the grass and you can't rip it or it hits structure, you just pause it and it will kind of slowly float up so you can keep going. Okay, so there is the 190 back in all the key colors. Now, the exciting part is there is a brand new 150 version. Okay, so even, I would say, even at 2 ounces, which is pretty light in the swim bait world, that's still a pretty big bait for most people. Okay, so the 150 size now brings us 150 millimeter, which is a 1 ounce class. Okay, so now you've got a much smaller package to throw. So this is a much more usable size, I would say, for pond fishing, shallower water fishing, or just day in, day out, depending on what they're feeding, right? So there's the 150, just to give you guys a side-by-side comparison. The 190, the 150, it's a pretty substantial size difference, right? It's thinner, it's different shape, but it's going to have the same application. So out of the box, you're going to use it a lot like a lipless. So it's just going to give you a larger lipless profile that's unique, that's allowing that tail to kind of really kick while the front of the bait is moving. If you want it to be more swim baity, they also have the 150 size in the rumble tail, and you can mix and match colors, so you can go, you know, something boring like a gray, you can spice it up with chartreuse or pink or whatever you want. So the 150 is their newest release. Now they're doing it in 3 colors right now. Okay, and the plan is to expand it over the next couple of months into their full line. So Hiyuo is one of the 3 colors, IU, and they make an amazing IU. Their IU pattern is great. And then they are doing it in a Konashiro color. Okay, so those are the 3 colors in the brand new Elements Da Vinci 150, and those are available right now. All right, let's change course a little bit. Okay, we have put together a Ben & Griff's New Year bento. Now, over Christmas, we did a Ben & Griff's Christmas bento, and it was the fastest selling bento that we ever did. It was a $300 to $400 box that we did for $100. Right? And it was so well received, a lot of people missed out on it. So we're doing basically the same box again to give you another crack at it. Okay? So this is the Ben & Griff's New Year's bento. Let's just kick the year off with a bento, and let's do a banger, right? So it's about a $350 value of stuff for $100, right? It's a great deal. So inside, there's tons of stuff in here. Okay, I'm not gonna go through all of it, but there are, you know, 1-up shads, there are hide-up soft plastics, there are you know, owner Cultiva plastics, there's Megabass plastics, there's custom colors robos, there's Dolive stuff, there's all kinds of hard baits in here. There's Magnum EXDRs, there's Blitz EXDRs, there's frogs, there's sleeper craws. You get the point, right? It's a huge box. I'll put a picture of everything that's on there. So if you missed out, or if you loved your box so much you want to scoop up another one, we limited to 100 boxes. So we got 100 more, scoop them up. All right, Jeff, probably been a while since you've seen me wear this shirt. This is one of my favorite shirts. So
yeah, you look good in it.
I know. Okay. I wore it today in honor of the fact that they're back in this beautiful colorway. Now, we started a promotion around the holidays. Buy any Daiwa reel or Daiwa rod, get a free Daiwa, the hookup tackle, co-branded Anetic sun shirt. We have them in hoods and we have them in crew necks, right? This particular one I'm wearing, the alloy with the stealth camo, is a very popular one. Anetic finally got us a new batch, so if this shirt speaks to you, it's pretty cool. It's got the hookup hit on the back, it's got the Daiwa on the front. It's just in a really cool color. Still has the cool side pocket on the side for your sunglasses or whatever. Those are available now in the free Daiwa promo. So any Daiwa reel, any Daiwa rod, get yourself a free shirt. That's all.
Will you sign it too?
Boom. Okay, you need to relax. All right, let's talk about flipping. So this season is coming up. If you've watched any of our flipping videos or punching videos, then you'll know that one of the things that we fish a lot is the punch skirt. Okay, now these punch skirts are hand tied by a top secret source in Japan.
Very.
Okay, and they are in all of our favorite colors. Now this is a special punch skirt. It is a hard plastic bead, and this is important to note because of two reasons. A, it's a super hard, durable bead that won't crack under any circumstance. So even if you have a 2.5 ounce tungsten weight coming back on it, it's going to maintain its rigidity and not break on you. The other thing is that it doesn't really add any weight to your presentation, okay? This is important because a lot of guys use a punch skirt as non-punching things, right? So we use it mostly as a flipping thing. So you put your bullet weight up, this would act kind of like the bead, and then the hook and the bait, and it basically just turns your presentation into a jig. You can also use it on a drop shot. You can use it on, you know, a Senko, and you can bobber stop it in, and it doesn't have this huge heavy weight that's sinking everything down like most metal ones do, okay? So all the colors are back. If that speaks to you, or you've been waiting, or you're just trying to stock up before that great flip bite starts in the spring, those are back in stock. New soft plastic from Valley Hill, okay? Also an ICAST release, nothing like end of January to release something that was showcased in July. But hey, this is a theme of today, right? The new Valley Hill Heavy Shad is finally in our hands. So this is a new, well, it's kind of like a shrimp slash shad hybrid, okay? So
natural.
Right.
Yeah.
What everybody's been needing, right? So essentially what you have is you have a shrimp style body here, right? So you have the grooves on the bottom, the slick top, and then you have these legs that are going to vibrate and pulse. But then they've added this longer, thin shad tail so that it vibrates and has a shad type swim to it. So going to give you just a little bit different action, kind of a hybrid, you know, paddle tail. It's just something a little bit different, right? So you can use it as a jig trailer, you can fish it on its own. It works great on the free rig by extending that tail to the back. It allows the bait to maintain a horizontal fall as it falls and still kick, which is kind of nice if you guys are free rigging it or fishing it weightless or, you know, real lightweight. So you can split shot, you can do all kinds of things. So this is available in a 4-inch and a 3-inch size, okay? So depending on what you need, all the normal colors, right? So, you know, your motor oils, your green pumpkins, your scuppernongs, your blacks. There's some shad type colors as well. So if you're looking for something maybe just a little bit different, there you go. From Valley Hill, the new Heavy Shad is available now. All right, staying on soft plastics, our friends at Issei have been busy and they have done restocks and dropped some new colors in a bunch of soft plastics. So, Jeff, I know how much you love bugs. This to me is technically a craw, but it's kind of a spider too. So I consider it like a bug and craw.
I think it's a craw.
I think it's a spider.
Craw. They would never do a spider. Bug
Either
baits,
way, its name is Danny. So say hello to Danny. That's a natural name. It kind of combines both things, right, Jeff? It's back. So this actually was released about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, and it's actually one of our better selling baits. So if you're looking at it, and I know, Jeff, you every time...
I am looking at it. I am looking at it.
Don't look down here. Just wait until I hold it up,
Okay.
weirdo.
Sorry.
This spider / crawl bait, you can use it a bunch of different ways. Obviously, you can text rig it, use it as a jig trailer. How a lot of guys are using it is just weightless. So you can use it on a free rig, you could use it weightless, and all these appendages are going to create vibration on the way down. Okay, so this is just kind of that classic example of Japan of where they put everything on it, right? So you have little legs that vibrate, you have grooves on the top that are creating a vibration, you have different shaped claws, then you have another set of different shaped claws, then you have tentacles, then you have different grooves, like, just put it all in there and we'll call it Danny.
Danny.
Right? So there you go. If you've been waiting or you want to try something different, this might be a really fun bait for you guys to try. So there you go. The Danny, back, and new colors. All right, our best-selling Issei Soft Plastics, the Gill Flat and the Gill Flat Junior, are back in all colors. So it's been a while since we've had the full color run. This is the original Gill profiled bait that, you know, some company that's very unpure decided to steal. They are back. So each package is going to come with eyes if you want to take the time to make it look ultra realistic. You have foam that fits in the top so you can make it be a super floater. You can make it right. You can just leave it out and seal that cavity if you want. But great baits. Those are back in all colors. And then the Gill Flat Swimmer is available in the key colors. Okay, so the key colors being the Gill and the green pumpkin. Now the Gill Flat Swimmer is essentially taking from the Gill Flat and just giving you a bluegill profile swim bait. Let's open one up and I'll show you. Oh, they do not want these things getting bent. Okay. All right, so here you go. It is a substantial, you know, soft plastic swim bait that's going to have the same grooves and tail as the Gill Flat. It also has that same hollow cavity up here. So if you wanted to add something into that cavity, you could put styrofoam in there, like what comes in the Gill Flat. You can have it be a wake bait up top. You can seal it up if you want to seal it. You could put rattles in there. I've seen guys put like Alka-Seltzer in there so it fizzes. You could put scent in there. You can just leave it open and let water go in there and it'll bubble out as you go. You can play with it, right? It's a rig swim bait, comes with a treble hook. It's just a great all-around bluegill profile. So in the spring, when those panfish move up, I think it'd be a really good one for you guys to throw. So there you go. The Gill Flat Swimmer from Issei, those are also available now. By the way, I should point out on the Gill Flat Swimmer, just to spec it, it's a 145 millimeters, 58 grams. Okay, so you're sitting right about that 2 ounce mark. So it's gonna be an easy one to toss around. So enjoy that one. All right, let's stay on soft plastics for a minute. Our friends at Keitech came out with a bunch of new colors in fat swings, easy shiners, so on and so forth. We threw all those up online. If you guys are fans, everybody's a fan of Keitech swim baits. So those are all available. They also have a couple of new soft plastic baits that we haven't got to you guys. Okay, so these have been in stock, but we haven't talked about them yet. So I'm going to spend just a few minutes on these. So let's start right here. This is the Keitech Hyper Spider 3.2. Okay, so essentially they created a hula grub. Okay, so you guys know that they've had a hula grub. They've had the little spider. It's been on the market for a very long time. They basically took that same idea and they just tweaked it a little bit into a nice finesse 3-inch package. So you're going to get a little bit different skirt. I don't know if you can see this, but each one of these skirts is like grooved. Can you see that? So it's going to create a little bit different action. Also, when you're pulling it, it's going to look like this, but then when you pause, it's going to want to kind of unfold and open back up. At the claw section, it has more of like that rage craw kind of shape to it. It's a pretty buff crawdad. Can you see that? Probably modeled after me, would be my guess.
Buff?
Yeah. You choking over there? You okay? Anyways, it's gonna have great action and great movement. It's sexy, right? So there you go. It's a bunch of colors, right? I think there's like a dozen colors. I won't bore you. It's all the normal Keitech stuff. Craws, blacks, all the good stuff. That is the Hyper Spider 3.2. Those are available now. And then the other new soft plastic that they released is the Keitech Paddlin' Beaver. Okay, so, you know, it's a creature bait, right? But what this one is going to do different, and again, it's available in, I don't know, 18 different colors. There's a pile of them down there, right? And again, I'm not going to bore you, but the Paddlin' Beaver is one of the only beaver baits that actually looks like a beaver. So they literally put eyes on it, right? And then like a grooved tail like what a beaver would have. It's got a reinforced piece of plastic here so that when you rig the hook, you've got a little extra plastic so it doesn't tear. It's got a hook slot up here so you can just kind of texpose it, right? What this beaver is going to do is where most beavers kind of have a pulsing like this one is going to have more of like a shimmy. It's got more of a movement like this. So when you rig it on like a Jika rig or a free rig and it's falling, instead of it having like an up and down pulse, which is kind of what you'd think when you initially see it, it has more of a side to side shimmy to it. So it's just something different, right? Is it going to become a staple in your arsenal? I don't know. Try it. See if that different shimmy works. It's, you know, Keitech colors, Keitech plastic, so we know they eat it. It's just, will that action do something for you? Maybe. Might be something interesting to mix in. So, by the way, these are 3.5 inches. I would say the body is a little bit smaller than like a 3.5 inch Dolive Beaver. Okay, so a little bit, just a little bit narrower, but about the same overall length. So it might be an interesting one to try. Those are new from Keitech. All right, while we are on items that we've had, but we haven't talked about, let's just mention this really quick. The Buckeye scope head is available. Now the scope head originally was designed to go with the scope Shad from Yamamoto. As you guys know, GSM is kind of the parent company of these brands. They bought Buckeye, they bought Yamamoto, so they're building things to kind of go together, if that makes sense, right? So the scope Shad, and I'll show this to you really quick. This is a classic example of a bait that's being designed really with, I mean, obviously forward-facing sonar or live scope in mind. It is a jig head that has a bunch of lead that's extending out beyond it, and then the 90-degree line tie. So again, kind of really designed to deliver that more either vertical presentation or more of that strolling type of a look to it. Jeff, will you hold this for a minute? Let's just rig her up. And it just kind of locks in place, and then you have essentially one unit, right? So it might be something that's worth playing with. I don't know if you guys are going to find it useful, not useful. I don't know. Again, it was an iCast release. It actually technically came in with the scope Shads, but he's been so behind on getting some of these little niche things and talking about them to you guys. So if that's of interest, those are available now. A ton of different colors and sizes, so you can mix and match with the bait. Give them a shot. Those are new. All right, our friends at Duo did a huge restock across the board, and as they've been doing all year, they're slipping in new colorways in pretty much all their bait lines. So they're really making a concerted effort to expand all of their product lines. I'm just gonna fly through some of these. If you guys throw these baits, you might wanna check out the color line, and there'll be some new options. So the Apex Crank 66 is back in stock. Super dope square bill that doesn't get talked about enough, I would say, but there's some new colorways in that guy. The G8720A, an amazing seller for us. I know a lot of you guys use this. True 20-foot diver, even on heavy line. There's some new colors and refreshes in there. The Vibration 62 G-Fix gets some new colors. A lot of the new colors are in like trout patterns, so like Yamame red belly, there's some iguanas, just some different colors in there. A really nice, tight, smaller vibration bait. Those are in. Refreshes and new colors across the board in their 5As and their 8As and their 11A crankbaits. And then the jerkbait 110 and 120 also get some color refreshes, and all the key colors are back. So if you're Duo fans, this is a great week to scoop up those. Also, the reversible boxes are back in stock as well. This is our #1 selling reversible box. it's simple, it's easy, it's pretty inexpensive. The 140 size is kind of this key selling size for us. I mean, just depending on what you're putting in here, but the 140 size holds jerkbaits. So if you guys are looking for a box for like 110s, plus ones, that kind of stuff, the 140 size is great. You can just flip it around and have it. The smaller sizes obviously will hold the smaller baits, so those all return from Duo. All right, Jeff, and let's end with some fun things, okay? Let's end with some real accessories,
okay,
shall we? Okay, a product that it always flies out of here when we get it is back. It's been a while since they've been back. This is from SLP Works. This is the Quick Drag knob for the LT size reel. So this is going to fit in LT Daiwa 2500 or 3000. Okay, either of those sizes. Okay, so make sure it's 2500 or 3000. This will fit Exist, Ballistic, to Tula, so on and so forth. Essentially, what the Quick Drag knob does is it replaces the traditional drag knob, and instead of having to like sit there and like really adjust things to get the spool to be softer or, you know, more tension, with just one little quick turn, it can be super loose or super tight. So if you're needing it to be tighter for hook sets and then you just want to make a small little adjustment, then you've got drag that's going and you don't have to sit there and really like micro tune it. It's a really nice feature if you're playing on this spool a lot. What that does, it allows you to not have to like pull line out or feed them. It's just a cool little feature. So those are available again from SLP, and they're only going to fit Daiwas. LT version Daiwas, MQLTs are fine, 2500 or 3000. While we are on SLP, SLP celebrated their 10th anniversary, and they did a limited edition carbon crank handle. Okay, so SLP, as you guys know, works hand in hand with Daiwa. They make some amazing aftermarket pieces. They even take some reels and super tune them for Daiwa. Their carbon crank handles are super popular. This is the 10th anniversary. It's got that limited edition gold hit on it. They also created limited edition knobs for matching this handle, and the knobs are kind of like this beautiful, I would say almost copperish tone with the gold hit. So the finished product is going to end up looking like this. Now how it's going to come, it's going to come as a handle and the knobs. Okay, and then it has all the tools you need. There's a tool inside of this handle. It is literally a 2 to 3 minute project to put this together, and you can, there's bearings inside, so each one of these grips is sitting on 2 bearings, a bearing on below and a bearing on top, so they're just butter smooth. The handle is going to come in a 95 millimeter and an 85 millimeter. Okay, so you'll get your choices. So here's what the finished product will look like. So this is on a Steez SVT wing. This is the 85 millimeter, so it just gives it that really nice, beautiful, you know, I don't know, it's just cool, right? This is a cool factor for sure. There's the 95 millimeter, so you can see the sizing difference. We are selling them as a kit. Okay, so it's $149. That includes the carbon crank handle. Usually just the handle is $179, and then you got to buy the knobs. The $149 is going to be the handle and the 2 knobs, and you can make any reel look sick. So it's a limited run. Those are available while supplies last. All right, and then not to leave spinning guys out of the picture, but one of the requests we've been getting a lot in here has been to bring in lever stuff. So, you know, we've had a lot of like the DRT varial stuff, like the working class zero, and I think it just opened a lot of guys' eyes to how amazing good pieces of handles can be, mine included, right? So we're listening, so we're gonna start opening the floodgates for you guys so you guys can pick that up. So we're gonna start in the spinning realm. So we have a couple drops this week in the spinning side. So these are the Libra Light Arm 58s, okay? So these are handles designed to fit on, they will fit on a Shimano or a Daiwa, okay? They are gonna fit on a 2000, 2500, or a 3000. I got them to fit on a 4000 Daiwa also. So essentially they are gonna be the same build quality as like a varial handle, right? So they're all that duraluminum, like one piece machined, like super high quality. And there's different color pallets that you can do. The end piece is a thinned out piece, so it's super strong but super light, and you basically just get that kind of power knob, kind of cool, very JDM styled grip to them. So some of them are going to be, you know, more of this chrome with gold with some flash. Some are going to be more of like a silver and red. Some have blue, so you can kind of mix and match the color tones based on your preference. But it's a super cool handle. Now, lever stuff's expensive, so all of these are going to be floating in that $200 range. It's just how it is, right? They're all handmade, and again, all out of one bar stock piece, so they're going to just be incredibly strong. So if you're looking for just a stylish way to just really give yourself something cool, what do you think of that? That's a 3000 exist with that handle. It's just kind of cool, just kind of fun. Yeah. So there you go. Now we also have a couple of the Wing 98s. So this would be kind of that dual system on there. So instead of just having the one handle, you're gonna basically put this on your reel, and you're gonna have the two grips similar to like a bait casting reel. A lot of guys like these. So, you know, there's different versions. There's a Shimano version and a Daiwa version, so you can mix and match those as well. All right, Jeff, that is a wrap.
Oh, wow.
We are done.
We could have
with
stopped
this
at
episode.
that, honestly.
Honestly, I would have been good with this. Next week, I'm gonna have three of them.
Three of them.
Yeah, maybe three different flavors.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like this.
So it'd be like a dispenser. Just help myself to whatever I want. So, other than the Orion beer holder,
Right.
that Sims calls a beverage holder.
Yep.
Favorite thing of the day? I know you're not letting go of that exist with the lever handle on it.
It would probably have to be the Danny.
I knew you were gonna go there. Yeah.
I mean,
I love spider baits too, Jeff.
I love them.
Yeah.
Very natural.
So you're saying it's a spider bait.
I'm an occultist.
You feeling them crawling on you right now? I know, it's so
so
creepy. Guys, if you have any questions on anything we covered, I know this episode was all over the place, from waders to bentos to soft plastics to beer holders. Drop me down the question in the comments below, and I will definitely get an answer for you. Take advantage of the Dolive Mania Sale. It'll be going on all week, so a great chance to scoop up. Jeff will put links to everything that we talked about. So again, if you want to check anything out closer, you can. On behalf of myself and Jeff and everybody here at the Hookup Tackle Guys, thank you for giving us time on your Sunday mornings. Thank you for humoring us and putting up with the nonsense that is these What's New videos. And thank you guys for your business. I hope you have an amazing rest of your weekend, an amazing week ahead. Go hug your family, catch a giant one, enjoy your Orion beer holder from Sims. We'll be back next week. Peace, guys. Cheers.